Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Veterans Day. To begin our ceremony, I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank all veterans in attendance for their service. I would also like to offer a round of applause for the service members who are deployed serving our country and ask that you keep them in your thoughts and prayers. We would like to thank Mayor Broder, former Mayor Inferna, Representative Lipper-Garabedian, members of our City Council and School Board, and all of you for joining us today and honoring our veterans. Thank you. At this time, I would ask you to face the flag and remove your cover for the singing of our national anthem by Alana Samard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Alana. That was beautiful. We are happy to have with us today fellow Air Force and Vietnam veteran Mike Nacito. Mike is a member of the Lieutenant Norman Prince VFW Post 1506, who will give the invocation. Could I ask everyone to please remove your cover?
Uncover. O God, we give you thanks today for our nation's veterans. We honor them for their faithful service to our country and for what they have done to defend and preserve our freedom generation after generation. Young men and women have answered the call, and their lives have been changed forever. We are grateful to all who have served and those who are still serving in peacetime today. But today we especially remember those who have been tempted by fire, those who continue to bear wounds of the body or the spirit as a result of what they have endured. They lie in our veterans' hospitals or struggle for recovery and rehabilitation center. They suffer post-traumatic stress disorders, and they have survivor's guilt. They yearn for peace for their soul. Dear God, we ask you to heal their wounds, to banish whatever inner demons they may haunt them, and to give them peace within, so they may return faithfully to their families and to society. We thank you, God, for our country's veterans. those who passed generations, and those who continue to earn this title today. May we never forget what our country has after them and what they have given in return. Help us to give us the respect and honor they are due, and strengthen our resolve to build a world model on your realm, where war will be pursued no more. We ask all this in the name of Jesus, the Prince of Peace. Amen.
Thank you, Mike. We take great pride in honoring veterans here in Melrose. We are extremely lucky to have many veteran organizations, to include 2 VFWs, an American Legion, a Friday Veterans Club, the Emblem Club, the Melrose Veterans Memory Project, the Middle School Operation Club, and the Veterans Advisory Board. The support of these organizations, as well as citizens like all of you, help us to continue our long history here in Melrose of honoring those who serve. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank the students from the Northeast Metropolitan Regional Vocational High School who built this beautiful podium for us. Veterans Day occurs on November 11th every year in the United States in honor of the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 that signaled the end of World War I, known as Armistice Day. Veterans Day originated as Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919, the first anniversary of the end of World War I. Congress passed a resolution in 1926 for an annual observance, and November 11th became a national holiday beginning in 1938. Unlike Memorial Day, Veterans Day pays tribute to all American veterans, living or dead, but especially gives thanks to living veterans who served their country honorably during war or peacetime. I wanted to share a few facts on veterans today. There are 19 million living veterans who have served during at least one war as of April 2021. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, about 240,000 were still alive as of 2021. 11% of veterans are women. 5.9 million veterans served during the Vietnam War. 933,000 veterans served during the Korean War. 7.8 million veterans have served in the Gulf War era. Veterans are mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandparents, sons, daughters, relatives, and friends. The tradition of celebrating Veterans Day is our way to show those who served and continue to serve that we are grateful for their service and sacrifice. Today's Veterans Day address will be delivered by United States Army Captain Evan Demakis, Executive Officer for the 1st of the 182nd Infantry Regiment. Captain Demakis has served as an infantryman for the Army National Guard since 2009. He has held every key developmental assignment for his career path and has deployed overseas to the CENTCOM, PACOM, and SOUTHCOM areas of responsibility, supporting both training and combat operations. He is a member of the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board and continues to advocate for current and previous service members in the community. Captain Demakis.
Thank you, Karen. Good morning. Fellow patriots and veterans, today is a celebration to honor America's vets for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. Is this not hearing?
You're good, sir.
Is that a little better?
I'll take care of it.
Okay. Among us today are individuals called various titles, such as soldier, Marine, airman, and sailor. All are guardians of the freedoms that we enjoy today and tomorrow. Veterans are frequently told the words, "Thank you for your service." While the response may vary depending upon branch of service or personal experience, veterans can agree that we simply ask for you not to take the liberties and freedoms that were earned by blood, sweat, and tears for granted. Today, while we thank those who served, remember the individuals who are not here to receive those same words. The weight of their sacrifices are remembered each day by the veterans here. As we celebrate the honor of service, we also thank our veterans for the sacrifices that they continue to endure today. Thank you for coming out today during these difficult times to support the veterans of this great community. May God bless America and the veterans of the past, present, and future. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Demakis. We stand before you today at the Vietnam Reflection Area, dedicated last Veterans Day. The reflection area was designed to look out over El Pond at the beautiful Vietnam Memorial on Main Street. The bricks that make up our American flag are inscribed with both living and deceased veterans. They are our way to provide people a means to honor the veterans in their lives for eternity. Red bricks are reserved for Vietnam-era veterans. The gray bricks are for veterans from all generations. Sue Caffey from the Melrose Veterans Services Office will come forward to read the 59 names of newly inscribed bricks. We install bricks twice a year, offering people a chance to honor a veteran in their life. Applications are available at the Veterans Service Office. Sue, please come forward to read the names.
Joseph Arcovio, United States Navy, Vietnam. Edward Ostras, United States Air Force, Korea. John W. Beck, Jr., United States Army, Vietnam, Purple Heart. Fred Beckwith, United States Army, World War II. James A. Biggie, United States Army, Vietnam. Theodore E. Burns, United States Army, World War II. Leo J. Burns, United States Navy, World War II. Robert C. Casey, United States Army, Vietnam. Robert Champion, United States Navy, Vietnam. Oliver E. Childress, United States Army, Vietnam. Kathleen Hall Childress, United States Army. Frank Clifford, Navy Seabees, World War II. Edward C. Curran, United States Navy, Korea. Thomas A. Dalton, United States Air Force, Vietnam era. Joseph DeCristoforo, United States Army, Vietnam. Francis Dewey, United States Army, World War II. Ernie Dickinson, United States Army, Vietnam. Anthony Donati, United States Army, World War II. William Dittmer, United States Air Force, Vietnam. F. Richard Drennan, United States Army, World War II. Robert Murray Drennan, United States Army, World War II. Robert Driscoll Sr., United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. Robert Driscoll Jr., United States Air Force, Desert Storm, OEF, OIF. Daniel B. Duffy, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, killed in action. Louis Dunton III, United States Navy, Vietnam. John F. Gilfeather, United States Army, World War II. John Greski, United States Army, World War II. Robert J. Gulla, United States Army. Ernest J. Gulla, United States Navy. Richard P. Gulla, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. Harold J. Hanlon, Army Air Forces, World War II. Edward A. Hatch, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. John W. Huber, United States Army, World War II. Jarman A. Jenkins, United States Navy, Vietnam. James P. Keene, United States Navy, Vietnam. Daniel J. McMaster, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam era. John Maganzini, United States Army, Vietnam. Michael McAteer, United States Army, Vietnam. James T. McManus, United States Army. Daniel Milligan, United States Marine Corps, World War II. Starling Mauder, United States Coast Guard, World War I, World War II, and Korea. Paul Mauder, United States Navy, Cold War era. John Muxey, United States Navy, World War II. Joseph Muxey, United States Air Force, Cold War era. Joseph A. Nurdin, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. Michael J. O'Connell, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. William J. O'Donnell, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. John W. Pike, United States Army, Vietnam. Frank P. Rinfret, United States Navy, World War II. Martin E. Robichaud, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. Robert E. Ross, United States Navy, World War II. Paul F. Rossi, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. William Ryan, Jr., United States Air Force, Vietnam era. Anthony Shenna, United States Army, Korea. Paul J. Spencer, United States Air Force, Korea. Wycliffe Wilson Stanford, United States Army, Vietnam, Bronze Star. James Umiel, Jr., United States Army, Vietnam, Purple Heart. Ronald J. Vining, United States Army, Vietnam. Russell Watts, United States Navy, World War II. Mary K. Watts, United States Navy, World War II. John P. Zabrowski, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
Thank you, Sue. Today's ceremony will continue at the Vietnam Memorial on Main Street for the reading of the names on the wall, followed by the singing of Traveling Soldier. We will conclude at the newly restored Honor Roll across from Memorial Hall for our rededication ceremony. We hope you are all able to join us as we continue our ceremony to our other memorials. Thank you for coming here today to the Knoll. Thank you for joining us. I would like to extend a special thank you to John Pike, who designed our beautiful memorial, who is here with us today. Vietnam veteran John Dunn is going to come forward and lead us in prayer to start us off.
Okay. Uncover, please. Eternal Father, we ask Thou blessing on and protection for all those who serve, and ask Thou to watch over all who serve in harm's way. Amen.
Thank you, John. In remembrance of those we lost in Vietnam that are not here for us to thank today, we will read their names, followed by the laying of flowers in their honor. The reading of the names will be done by Vietnam veteran Jim Keene and Dan O'Shea.
In memory of these men, James G. Dutton, United States Army. Harold H. Hertel, United States Air Force. Michael A. D. Porfino, United States Marine Corps. Gardner Brewer, United States Air Force. Richard L. Norton, United States Marine Corps.
David Bingham, United States Marine Corps. Stephen T. Sullivan, United States Marine Corps. Thomas J. Brennan, United States Army. Scott F. Andresen, United States Army. Kenneth W. Ellis, United States Army. Carlton P. Miller, Jr., United States Navy, MIA.
That's it, Daddy.
That's it?
At this time, I would like to invite all Vietnam veterans to come forward and lay the flowers at the wall. Thank you, and thank you for your service. I now invite forward Alana Samard, who will be singing Traveling Soldier Force.
2 days past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green. Sat down at a booth at a cafe there, gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gives him a smile, and he said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I sent one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. said, a soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam, and he told her of his heart might be love and all the things he was so scared of. Said, when it's getting kinda rough over here, I think of that day sitting down at the pier, and I close my eyes, see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I cry, never gonna hold the hand of another guy, too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming home. One Friday night at a football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and a man said, folks, would you bow your heads for a list of the local Vietnam dead? Crying all alone under the stands was a piccolo player and the marching band, and one name read, nobody really cared but a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cry, never gonna hold the hand of another guy, too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming, I cry, never gonna hold the hand of another guy, too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming home.
Thank you, Alana. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank and welcome home all of the Vietnam veterans across America that did not get the welcome home they deserved when they returned from the war. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. At this time, we ask all of you who are able to join us at the honor roll across from Memorial Hall. As you may have noticed, it has been restored back to its original beauty, and we want to do a rededication. So we invite all of you to join us for the conclusion of today's ceremony at the honor roll. Thank you for coming. Before we begin the rededication, I just want to thank those who made this possible. Jeremy Campbell of CBC Installations, who completed the restoration, Mayor Paul Broder, the Melrose City Council, the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board, Peter P., as well as the entire DPW crew. Without their efforts, we would not have been able to restore our memorial back to its original beauty. Thank you. I would like to invite our local Boy Scouts to come forward and lay a wreath. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Mayor Paul Broder to come forward to say a few words. Mayor?
Thank you, Karen, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you all for joining us. And at this place, I especially want to recognize, as did our VSO, Karen Burke, the folks who helped us get to where we are today. Our extraordinary Veteran Service Officer, the men and women of the Veterans Advisory Board, chaired by Colonel Driscoll, the Melrose City Council, and of course, the people of Melrose. And I also want to make special remarks or special thanks to the men and women, particularly the men and women of the local 182nd, that's headquartered right down the street, for their service around the world and even in Washington, D.C. Earlier this year. And perhaps our most special thanks to our veterans who served in Afghanistan. We know how long, over 20 years they were there. And we know that they were the last ones to leave and did everything they could to protect the civilians and the local folks who deserved that protection and helped us in that area. So if you're a veteran of the Afghanistan conflict, special thanks today and always for your service. So I think it is important to think about, on a day like today, why we gather at monuments on Veterans Day. After all, we rightfully have a separate day to recognize and remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice, that being Memorial Day. Well, this day is also for them. It is also for the families and friends of all who served. This memorial, featured prominently in the heart of our downtown, is a symbol of our commitment as a community to honor all who have served. It is a reminder to our living veterans and their families that their sacrifice matters and that we are grateful for and humbled by their sacrifice. I want to take a few minutes to recognize or reflect on the service of 3 veterans from Melrose, one of which is still with us, and other 2 are no longer with us, but served really in a lifelong capacity. The first would be Scott Forbes and all the members of the Forbes family. Scott served 22 years in the U.S. Air Force, then went on to follow his dad in service to our community as a member of the then Board of Aldermen for Ward 7 and serving on the Veterans Advisory Board and in the leadership of the VFW. Importantly, Scott now serves as the Executive Director of the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center. There, he oversees VA and DVS grants that support our veteran population with housing, employment, education, access to benefits, peer support, and wraparound services that provide stabilization and a better quality of life. Again, mirroring his own dad's efforts, particularly in the area of disabled veterans. And I think we all remember Irving Smolens. Irving was a U.S. Army 4th Infantry Division D-Day veteran. Irving was passionate for his whole life about his fellow veterans until he passed away in 2015 and many times traveled back to Normandy to remember his comrades that did not make it home. And finally, I want to mention Mine McLean. Mine McLean was a World War II veteran and prisoner of war during that conflict. Mr. McLean, after receiving a decorated discharge from the Army, continued his higher education and in 1946 graduated from Montclair State Teachers College in New Jersey. He then earned a master's from BU and a PhD in 1955 And what Miner did to continue his services, he became a history professor at Salem State College for nearly 40 years, and his scholarship largely focused on World War II. He was also a longtime member of the Harold O. Young Post. And I mention them because I think it is always important not just to thank veterans, but to ask them about their experiences and to take the opportunity to learn from their experiences. It helps for a deeper appreciation of the sacrifices that we ask of them every day and will in the future. President Reagan said about our veterans, we remember those who are called upon to give all a person can give. And we remember the devotion and gallantry with which all of them ennobled their nation and became champions of a noble cause. And if you'll indulge me, I want to end with a quote from President Eisenhower, the great Allied commander during the invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944, and certainly you probably know more than any modern president the sometimes need for and the cost of going to war. He said about Veterans Day, "Let us celebrate this day with appropriate ceremonies, not only in tribute to our veterans, but also in rededication to peace with honor throughout the world." So I'd ask you to leave here today rededicated to that for which our veterans stand for: duty, sacrifice, and country. And a rededication to the understanding that freedom for which they continue to stand throughout the world is not the freedom to do what you please, but an opportunity to be part of something bigger than yourself, to be united in our resolve to continue to pursue the promise of a country and a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Or, as was very simply put, e pluribus unum, out of many one. Thank you to our veterans and their families for giving us the opportunity to gather today. And again, I'm humbled and honored to be a part of reviving this memorial for future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Broder. At this time, I would like to introduce United States Air Force Colonel Robert Driscoll, Medical Group Commander for the 102nd Intelligence Wing, Otis Air National Guard Base, and Chairman of the Melrose Veterans Advisory Board. Colonel Driscoll.
Thank you, Karen. Before I begin, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It wasn't long ago that there would only be 12 of us here on these ceremonies, so it's nice to see the crowd grow every year. So much appreciated by all the veterans. And I also want to say, before I begin, you're probably not going to remember anything we said today. You're probably going to just remember the singing. And Alana did a great job at the past two areas singing, so kudos to her. The honor roll behind me, the Melrose Veterans Honor Roll was established in 1945 and is one of the oldest veteran memorials in the city. It is situated here on Main Street in the Melrose Town Historic District, across from the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall on the front lawn of the landmark Coolidge School. The memorial honors city veterans of World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam. It was designed by historic architect Royal Barry Wills and consists of a brick wall with 7 glass-enclosed inscription panels adorned with white painted wood frames. A golden eagle with its wings spread is perched atop of the memorial. The wood in the memorial had rotted away from years of environmental exposure, and detailed craftsmanship was required to replicate and replace the decayed materials. So one may ask, why is it important we preserve these veteran monuments? I and the other members of the Veterans Advisory Board would answer, the veteran memorials here in Melrose represent the city's expression of gratitude to all the men and women of our community who have, are, or will wear the uniform of the United States military. We honor and recognize each veteran for their courage and dedication to our country. We believe these memorials also encourage and foster patriotism for generations as a reminder of the sacrifice made by ordinary citizens who accomplished extraordinary things. I would like to thank Mayor Broder, the Melrose City Council, Councilor Sean McMaster, who is the City Council liaison to the Veterans Advisory Board, Ward Hamilton for his professional guidance, Jeremy Campbell and the CVC Installations Company for their work on the memorial, the DPW, who make all our memorials look great, our Veteran Service Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Karen Burke, and the Veterans Advisory Board for their efforts and commitment to restore the honor roll. We as a community must never allow neglect or vandalism to any of our monuments. At this time, I would like to quote General George Washington. It's a quote I've used before, but I find it appropriate today as it was when spoken by General Washington. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. I would add our Commonwealth and community to General Washington's words. In closing, I want to salute Master Sergeant Ryan McLean and all of our service members serving in harm's way today. Please keep them in your thoughts. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for your support of the veterans community here in Melrose, and happy Veterans Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Driscoll. I think as all veterans know, when we raise our hand and serve our country and know that we may be sent in harm's way, one of our biggest concerns are the family members we leave behind. I feel comfortable in saying with all veterans that we would like to thank the families who are left behind as our loved one goes off to dangerous places, and with a special thank you and tribute to the Gold Star families who do not have a service member here with them. We honor you as we stand before this wall, so I'd like to take a moment of silence to think of those Gold Star families and thank them for their sacrifice. Thank you. I'm sure many of you noticed or seen displayed yellow ribbons across the country. One prominent meaning of a yellow ribbon displayed in various ways is to show support of our troops. When the U.S. started sending large numbers of troops overseas during the Gulf War, yellow ribbons were more prominently displayed across the country. But the history of displaying or wearing a yellow ribbon goes back to the 17th century. Today we have yellow flowers with us. I will first ask the Cub Scouts to come forward and lay a bouquet of yellow flowers in honor of the armed services members who are currently deployed serving our country. Thank you to all of our scouts for coming out here and helping honor our veterans today. What has become a Melrose tradition when we dedicate a memorial is inviting veterans, relatives, and friends to lay flowers at the memorial in honor of a veteran in their life to show gratitude for their service. If you would like to do this, please carefully proceed on the rocks to the microphone. We have a flower for you to lay at the memorial and to say their name here at the microphone. Please just use caution as you come up the steps. But if you would like to, please come and pick a flower and you can come and say their name here. So we need to go down a little bit.
Donald A. Burton, Canadian Armed Forces, World War II.
Carlton P. Miller, missing in action, South China Sea.
Norman Broder, United States Army.
Charles T. Harrison, United States Cavalry.
Alfred White, Edward Spellman, and Daniel White, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, respectively.
Alan McClay, POW, Army, World War II, Gold Star family.
Richard Morin and Brian Matheson, Navy friends who died in Vietnam.
Harvey Lagasse Jr., Army, Air Force, like the section of the Air Force in the Army, World War II.
William Fortgang and John Sayles, U.S. Navy, World War II.
My parents, Conrad Gauthier, U.S. Marine, and my mother, Patricia Eagle Gauthier, Navy.
My late father, John Buddy Brickley, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army.
Cousin Kevin Hearn, Vietnam War, Agent Orange, died from that.
My late father, William Joseph Thomas, U.S. Navy, Vietnam era.
Gunnery Sergeant Daniel J. McMaster, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam era, and Lieutenant Robert Champion, United States Navy, Vietnam.
My grandfather, Herbert Muse, U.S. Marine Corps, Korean War.
My father, Clarence Monticello, U.S. Army, Chief Warrant Officer, retired. And my in-laws, Joseph Patrick Nevin Sr. and Margaret Nevin, who both served in the Army.
My grandfather, Thomas Harrison Eads, World War II, U.S. Army.
Andrew Fleming, U.S. Navy, Frogman, World War II.
Harold Croft, my grandfather, U.S. Marine Corps.
My father, William Carey, U.S. Army, D-Day, Purple Heart, Bronze Star.
Thank you, everyone who came forward. If you'd like to have a flower to lay more privately afterwards, please come over and see us. We still have some flowers that you may use privately if you would like. This concludes today's ceremonies. On behalf of the Mayor's Office, the Veterans Advisory Board, and the Veterans Services Office, we thank you for attending today and showing our veterans the gratitude we as a nation have for them. To all of my brothers and sisters at arms, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day.